All right, we're live here. Players Championship 2025. Bottom shelf, we got my boy KP Trey. Top right shelf, Dilly Water, Dilly Pivot, we like to call him. Fellas, how we doing? How was the Monday? Big week ahead. Players Championship, biggest purse on the PGA Tour this season. How we feeling?
Biggest purse. I love that. We like to call this the fifth major, don't we, Jay-Z?
We do, we do. KP, bottom shelf, how we living, kid?
We're good, man. Good day, and looking forward to the players coming off a hot weekend at API, and good finish there. And it's just been good golf lately. It's good. It's fun to watch.
How about that win from Henley? I kind of felt like absolutely nobody wanted to win that. Morikawa once again just doesn't want to go win a tournament. It was the Century last year. A couple tournaments last year, a couple tournaments this year. The guy just doesn't want to win. I don't know what's wrong with him, but good for Henley.
That's Morikawa is just someone I'm never going to put US dollars on. It's insane. I think I like to call him the human par as well.
I like that.
He just, for whatever reason, I don't know, whenever I'm like relying on him, he just can't buy a fucking putt.
It's usually like whenever you're relying on a guy to do well, he just does awful. And then when a guy gets no ownership throughout a week, he does great. That was Morikawa this week.
Yep.
I think he was like sub 10% in the DFS markets as well. So,
wow.
I mean, horrible from Morikawa, great from Henley. I mean, we saw kind of the same guys do well, like the Lowrys. Rory actually played pretty well. Scotty was okay. He'll probably bounce back this week at a place that he's won back-to-back at. But let's hop into it. Players this week. How we'll kind of do this is we'll kind of run through the course a little bit, kind of letting you guys know what plays we're probably going to be dialing in on, and then we'll run through the odds board. So the Players Championship, TPC Sawgrass, par 72, 7,300 yards. We're going to have a full field event here. If you guys are in the DFS markets, we go all the way down to 5,000 this week, so it doesn't cap at that 6,000 flat as it usually does. Florida Pete Dye track, a very positional course. Off the tee is going to be extremely important this week. Finding your spots there, and then obviously approach is always important this week. I kind of think winning score is going to be around 15 under to 20 under par. You see Scotty got to 20 under W last year, but a lot of guys, Wyndham Clark, Brian Harman, we're all in that 15 to 18 space. But
that was a crazy finish last year.
Absolutely crazy finish with the Wyndham.
The lip out
for birdie, and then I think Harman had I was watching a video. Harman had a very, very similar putt to also tie. He missed as well. To be honest with you, this is a perfect Scotty Scheffler track, positional golf. But if you are extremely long and extremely straight, that pays crazy dividends. So kind of looking at guys there, and then I mean, putting, you could putt great one week, you could putt awful, the next week. So I really wouldn't dial in on putting. I truly think off the tee and setting yourself up for good approach shots is going to be the difference maker this week.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, Scotty's dominated the past 2 years, and he's looking for that three-peat. I mean, if you're looking for that three-peat and you're Scotty Scheffler, I mean, I don't know if there's going to be anyone else that could stop him. He came off a decent week last week, just had some hiccups, still struck the ball well and put up a decent score. But, in the long run, he couldn't put up a high number. But, yeah, I mean, obviously he's at the top of the betting odds every week. And, he has that chance. And, I mean, I could see him definitely getting that three-peat. I mean, Scotty Scheffler. So, but a lot of good guys are playing well right now. So, I mean, obviously it's always a toss-up.
Yeah, I agree with that. Plus
you guys touch Scotty at all? Like, what are you guys? It's always brutal odds.
I will not touch him if he's sub 10 to 1. I mean, he's plus 400 right now. I don't know what he was last week. The crazy thing I saw last week was I believe he was plus 300 to win last week, and a matchup against Rory. Rory was plus 200. It was like Rory to beat Scotty at plus 200 versus Scotty at plus 300. 300 to beat everyone else just made absolutely no sense. So
Mhm.
I lay off of both of them, but in DFS I will play them. But yeah, I'll probably lay off this week. Ooh, Rory's actually at 10-1. It's not too bad.
Yeah,
Actually.
Scotty, I don't really ever touch. Even in DFS, you throw him in and you got lost half your bank. So it's like,
Yeah.
it's really tough to do. I mean, you could get lucky if you throw him in there and you pick some guys in the bottom, but yeah, I mean, normally don't touch him, but I'm always rooting for the guy. I mean, he's one of
I love
the best. So
I love Scotty. Yeah.
Yeah, I love him. I love him as just like the golfer and the person, but it's like I don't want to go down the rabbit hole of chasing him at like he's usually 3 or 4 to 1 pre-tourney, so you're just like, I don't know. It's just I like to you'll always find him like you'll get a glimpse on the weekend when he's like 10 to 1 or more, and then he's always just right there. Like he's always you can always just strike on the weekends. So
that's the only time I'll take him. If he's
Yeah.
down like 8 strokes and I find him 10 to 1 plus, I will take him then. But
yeah,
I'm not taking someone pre-tourney at plus 400 or even plus 750. What Rory was last week. However, I'm seeing Rory 10 to 1 right here. Just kind of going down the odds board. We just kind of went over that Scotty stuff at 400. If we take a look at Rory here, what I want to do, I want to check Rory's course history here for a second. We know how Rory's been at TPC Scottsdale. I know it's a extremely, you could win, miss the cut here. So it's kind of volatile that way. But how is Rory here? I'm not seeing his name. Where's Rory McIlroy? Give me 1 second. I have to go to another site.
Up to see.
So Rory has Rory finished 19th here last year, missed cut in 23, 33rd. He actually won this in 2019, but I think they kind of changed the course a little bit post 2021. So honestly, course history not great since his win in 2019, but you can't hide that he's been striking the ball beautifully as of late. I feel like he's hitting the ball really well. I'll probably play him in DFS, honestly. Him and Ludwig, I like.
Ludwig for sure. He was what? I think he was he definitely had a top 10 last year here.
He did.
It was his first time playing, and he finished 8th.
Yeah,
first time playing, finished 8th. That's extremely impressive.
That was funny last year. Like everyone was scared to play him in these big tournaments because they're like, oh, like for rookie, Sawgrass, and he just torched last year.
He's unbelievable.
Showed out in every big tournament. He's someone that just gets hot, man. He just gets hot, and I feel like he's like a cyborg. He's one of those cyborgs who just like shows no emotion. He's just
a fucking robot,
fucking machine.
Made in the lab. That's why he's great for this course too. I mean, he's gonna hit every fairway most likely.
Yeah,
a couple every day, but that second shot, it's either on the green or it's gonna be pretty damn close. So
yeah, exactly. If we're choosing between Ludwig and Rory, this is just betting wise. I like the value. You got to go with the value with Ludwig just because we all know how volatile Rory can be, when it gets down to Sunday or the weekend.
Yeah.
As much as we love him.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of think anyone at the top of the board could miss the cut. I can't see Scotty missing the cut. However, I could see guys like Rory. So like we did the Scotty case, we kind of talked about Rory a little bit. Colin is at 14 to 1. Are any of you guys even touching Colin this week?
Colin's tough. I mean, you could throw him in like a top 20. He's definitely going to get in there, or a top 10 maybe. But I mean, for him to win, this past week, he was up on top of the leaderboard the whole week. And then the last 3 holes, I mean, I think he bogeyed, and then he parred, then birdied, then bogeyed again, and then the back 9 he did the same thing, and he couldn't like make any shots. He couldn't get any strokes. And then Henley just hit that eagle and took it over.
Yeah. I think last week maybe just took way too much out of him for this week. I mean, maybe sometime in the middle, of the spring, kind of getting into the summer, he might catch his victory, but it's tough to play well after another loss of the nature that he's been losing last week.
Yeah, I saw it too. I mean, Henley just broke he was like 10, most top 10s since 2024. And he had 10 top 10s in the past since last year. And he finally won. And Collins right below him with 9 top 10s since 2024. I mean, the guy just can't get it done. And I mean, like you said, Jake, I agree. I mean, he's probably that Sunday itself is probably so draining to go through that. And the whole day just, trying to keep that lead, keep that first spot, and then lose it in the end like that. I mean, you got to wonder just how he's feeling. I mean, obviously he's getting back. He's probably at the TPC already, practicing. But yeah, definitely going to be tough for him to perform again. I think like that well again this weekend.
Agreed.
I'm curious. I'm excited actually to talk about get your guys' thoughts on this next fella, Mr. X.
Mr. X. Honestly, I'm seeing 22 right now. I kind of think that's not a bad number. He kind of needed his, first week back. He had a great Sunday. I actually played him in Showdown in round 3. He absolutely shit the bed for me round 3, but liked what I was seeing, round 4. He's a solid play. He finished second here last year. He hits the ball fucking straight. He hits it long. He's seen it. I think he's a good play in both the outright market and DFS space. I think Xander's a solid play.
Yeah, I think it's tough to judge too off the first 20 back. I think he's getting his legs under him. I know it was a rib injury, but I'm not a big X guy. I think he's boring, but that only just makes me want to bet him more, when it's a guy you're not the most fond of. You got to have some coin on him. But it's kind of like a little reverse psychology there, but he's sick. He's sick. He's the last year. You can't overlook the result, like all the finishes and results. So
yeah, I agree. I mean, I know it's the guys that you don't really like as a person, you don't want to bet on, and you feel like you have to because then they always perform well. But I think X is, he's all right. He's just a dick. He's just, he's kind of just you see him being an asshole to Bob and all of that.
Yeah, he is low-key a dick. He's low-key.
Yeah, but it's all fun and games. I'm sure if you hung out with him and you actually chopped it up, you think he's a good guy. More guys that piss me off more are the guys that are, taking a while to hit, or they're just or like they play really well on
dumpy pants can't lay. Dumpy pants.
Yeah. Or like obviously like Harmon, you got like Doug Gim and Tom Kim now.
I love Tom Kim, but god damn it, dude. We gotta fucking light a fire under his ass or something.
I mean, a lot of those guys come from like putting them in, in DFS, and they do great on Thursday or Friday too, and then they just shit the bed on the weekend and they just ruin it. So then it just gives you a bad taste in your mouth that you don't want to ever bet on them again.
Exactly.
But,
bro, this pricing is crazy.
Speaking of pricks, going back to Colin, he's a fucking prick, but we'll move on. he's an asshole.
What about Decky? Decky's played well at TPC the past couple of years.
I like Decky this week.
Decky's great.
30-1. It's honestly a good number for him. 30-1.
It is, yeah, because after he won the Century, his odds were nothing too crazy. 15-1, I think was like max or something like that. But it's definitely good value this week in him. I mean, the guy can play out of his mind. He just has to keep himself composed throughout the whole week, and he can definitely win the tournament.
Why is Fleetwood always sub 30-1? Every week it's Fleetwood. Like is he gonna get the win? Probably, but like it's just like these 25-1s, 28-1s on Fleetwood. It's just like I need to see a 40 in front of Fleetwood to take him. I'm sorry.
If you're going down a Fleetwood rabbit hole, we can't help you there, man. That's
a tough scene. Being on Fleetwood is. I was on him last year at the Scottish. Broke my heart. So I'm laying off him there. So he's 28. Xander was 22. JT is also 22. How do we like JT? I mean, he's been approach wise, he's been unbelievable. Every week when I think about JT in the betting markets and the DFS space, I'm always just like, I don't think this guy can make enough putts. That's his problem.
Yeah.
I don't think
That's
he can
it.
make enough putts. But I think he could win any week. If the putter's on one week, he could definitely win. But I just think the flat stick's too much of a liability for him. What do you guys think of JT this week at 22-1?
Yeah, he's done me good in the history. Just histories like when the PGAs, I was on him for both his PGAs and like back, his US Open. I can't do it until I see it after this past year. I can't get back into JT. I got to see it. I'm with you.
I'm so with you too, Dill. I mean, I was on him PGA. I think it was 2021, and I mean, when the other guy blew up, who's that? The Chilean guy,
Mito Pereira.
Yeah, when Mito blew up. I mean, and JT pulled that one out. I mean, that was an awesome tournament. But ever since then, he's just really, and he'll be up in the leaderboard, and then he just can't make some putts, and he can't get all the way up to top 5. Sit in top 20 for the whole week. You gotta love JT. Just a good guy, and he's a good player.
Also,
I said he won a US Open. He just did not do that. I meant his two PGAs. But he's so, I feel like he's one of those head cases too. Like he's always just, I don't know.
Miscut last year, 60th and 23. These were kind of his, bad years, kind of rounding out to form this year. He did win this in 2021 and then a 33rd in 22. If he's rolling putts in, I think he could be right there come Sunday, but I probably won't be making a bet on him at 22. We did the Xander at 22. Tommy's at 28. We kind of did the Tommy there. I think Decky at 30 is a really good number. We'll probably get a lot of him in the DFS and outright space. Kind of getting into the 30 range here. Well, one more 30 is Russell Henley. You guys going to bounce back on Russell this week? You think he makes the cut at least?
Yes. Yeah. I think Russell will make the cut. I mean, he has just been playing unreal. I mean, he hasn't won until last week, but I mean, he's always in the hunt. Top
fairway
20.
guy. Fairway guy. Hits every fucking fairway.
He's that TPC. I mean, unless there's a guy that's 5 strokes ahead in first place. I mean, he's most of the time in the hunt on Saturday and Sunday. So yeah, I mean, definitely, I feel he's definitely going to make the cut. I mean, obviously taking him to win. I don't think he's going to go back to back, but
I think 30 is way too short. 30-1 on Henley this week is extremely short. So I won't be on it either.
Yeah, I'm a huge just like fade the back to back. Like I don't think he's putting up a back to back. So we're not gonna take the outright. He's just always in the mix. Like even going back to I think middle to end of last year, like that's always just a name. You're like just there. Yep. He's just there.
He loves Augusta. He's always there at the Masters. Randomly, he'll be like T10 every fucking year at Augusta.
Yeah.
I guess he just plays tough tracks really fucking well. But good to see him get a W last week. And then we get into Cantlay at 40-1. I think this pricing here is extremely attractive. We have Cantlay at 40, we have Lowry at 40, and then we get to Keegan at 50. I mean, Shane has been playing unbelievable golf since the start of the year. You got to think he's gonna maybe get one pretty soon. I know he had a horrific, round 3 last week at the API. Had the lead going into moving day. I think it went +4 on Saturday, so kind of took him out there. But another one. I want to see his course history.
Shane just loves Florida golf.
Does, bro.
I call him. Yeah, I call him meat and potatoes, Lowry.
Love that.
He just loves Florida golf.
I love watching that guy, man. I mean, I really hope he gets a win this year. He's just been in great form. I mean, all of his approach shots half of them look like they're going to go in. So it's like watching him is so fun, and he's a good guy. And I really hope he does get a W this year. I think, and he definitely will, make the cut this week and probably plays top 20 again for sure. So
For sure.
That's the thing that's like extremely, you know, they gotta. It's hard to look into because at the players, like, I'm sorry, at API, looking into recent form is a big indicator of who's going to play well. When we're at the players this week, you know, it's so much more volatile. Like you could have a guy who just missed 2 straight cuts and then finishes T10 here. But in terms of guys like Lowry, Henley, Bradley, like guys who just like have been playing well, I think I'm probably going to keep riding that wave. But you know, don't be shocked to see a guy like fucking, you know, Zalatoris, who's really not been playing well, but miscut here, 73rd the year prior, 26th year prior to that. Like, don't be surprised if you see him kind of in the mix, maybe a T10 getting into Sunday. So that's pretty important here. I just wanted to talk about that. But I'll probably make a bet on Cantlay at 40. I just think he's going to get his win soon. I really think he's going to get his win soon. And I don't know the last time I've seen a 40-1 on Cantlay, like over the past year and a half. I think that number's too long. So I'll probably play Cantlay at 40. Probably a loser bet, but what do you want me to fucking do?
I love I love him at top 10.
I like that a lot, Dill.
Another, like, I don't know the odds on that. It's got to be good though, and he's always
10 for Cantlay is plus 320. That's very good, actually.
Good number. That's a good number on him. He's always just like he's a classic, just in the mix. But you're like you don't have full confidence in him on Sunday. It could go either way, you know. That's solid.
60.
Yeah, I like all those guys in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the course history is kind of ass, but again, you know, got to just take that with a grain of salt. We know he's been hitting the ball very well this year. And I think that number is just so long on Cantlay. So I'll make a bet there at him at 40. Getting into this 50 range, I got a couple more plays here. There's one guy who I absolutely fucking love this week. We'll get into him in a little bit. So we get Keegan at 50, Sungjae at 50, Straka at 50,
there you
Connors
go.
at 55.
Those are all right. Yeah, 2 names.
Straka?
I mean, yeah.
Love.
Sepp is on one.
Bro, he's just so fucking good. Like, I also love guys who like have won in the past year. I think that's extremely important. Like, I know we talked about the back-to-back wins, how we kind of stay off those guys. I mean, it's kind of just Scotty who's a back-to-back machine. But guys who win during the year and you look 2 months down the road and you see they won again, like that happens extremely often. I think I saw a 60 on Sepp, but I'm looking at DK right now. I see a 51 on Sepp. Dude is just a solid fucking player, man. Like, he will be there.
Yeah.
I love Sepp this week.
It's silly to not, you know, sprinkle on to, you know, the guys like Sepp, like Matsuyama, like Ludwig, who've won this year. I totally agree, Jake. I mean, the guys, you know, back-to-back's tough, but no, guys that have won tournaments this year or even won the years past, like the year or two before, those are guys who know how to win. I mean, obviously this field is 48 of the top 50, so a lot of these guys have tour wins. So, you know, a lot of them can come back and get that W. But no, I mean, yeah, Sepp has just been striking the ball so well. I mean, his drive is just unreal. He's got such short, you know, chips in from the par fours. It just looks easy for him. You know, he does get into some sticky stuff, you know, with those long drives because he's trying to crush it. But yeah, so much value there for 5,000 for sure.
And then we also have Sungjae at 50 and also Keegan at 50. I know he kind of blew up the last 2 rounds at Bay Hill. Are any of you guys interested in KB or no?
Well, KB, I know, didn't he broke the record for the front 9. He
that was absurd, yo.
Yeah.
If he honestly I mean,
29, I think.
Yeah, what did Henley finish at? 11? It would have been really hard for KB.
Yeah, he ended up being like, I think 8. I think he went 8 under for the day. I think, you know, it was some crazy number. Or maybe he started at 1 under the day and he went 8 under and ended 9 under.
I was saying, I knew someone who had a wager on him. Was like, if he could post a number like to be in the clubhouse with that win coming, he could probably do some damage. But you know, Russell finishing at 11 was just, you know, too much. So KB wasn't going to win there. I don't mind going back to KB. I'll probably get him in a little bit in DFS. Just another guy, fairways, you know, great second shot, in good form. So I guess I am leaning on most of those guys this week. You know, the good form guys, hitting the ball well. I'll have a couple guys who, you know, haven't really played much who I think could play well here, but I'm good going back to Bradley this week as well. Just
Yeah,
a solid play.
I'm Keegan. Always have a soft spot for him. I think he's a great lineup guy, and you know, if he wins a tournament, you're just happy.
Yeah.
I think I tend to stay away from him outright, but God damn it, do I love Keegan?
I mean, yeah, he's Captain America right now. He's got the whole country behind him. I mean, if he got a W this year, the year before Ryder Cup, I mean, that would be just a great story.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
Yeah. I mean, he's just a good guy too. You'd love to see that guy win. So, I mean, great value in him too. I mean, all these guys sitting around there are good.
I wish fucking Sung Jae was longer than 50. I would take him if he's longer than 50. I mean, he played.
You love that man.
He played. He finally showed fucking something last week. Let me double check. I want to see where he gained most of his. Just give me 1 second. I want to check his stats.
His course history here has to be all over the goddamn place.
What is it? 31, 6, 55, 17 miscut. Yeah.
Our sweet boy.
Let's see Sung Jae. So Sung Jae finished T19 last week. He finished 1 under for his tournament. Approach play was just absolutely awful. Lost 3 on approach. I mean, I think I might need to see a little bit more from Sung Jae, and I think 50 is too short. Out on him at 50.
Yeah.
Corey Connors at 55. I can't get behind this fucking
guy. Yeah. I mean, he had a great week, but you don't really see him up there too often. I mean, he just got hot this whole week, and it's really tough to throw on guys that you don't see too much in the top 10. They slide in there, once or twice. Does Corey have any wins? I mean, he definitely has some wins. How many does he have?
Corey has. I know he won the Valero. I don't know if he probably does have a win outside of the Valero, but I think he won the Valero like 2 years ago. I mean, he's just another classy guy. He's a great ball striker. He's going to hit fairways, and he's probably going to be good on approach, but you don't know where the flat is going to go.
Yeah, I just found it. He won the Valero in 2023, and he also won the Valero in 2019. Yeah, so only was in Texas. I mean,
I don't think he's gonna win the fucking.
He's a fucking Canadian.
He is a fucking Canadian.
Yeah, no, Corey.
Probably gonna be lame. I honestly think a lot of people are also gonna have a bunch of recency bias on Corey. That's when I would just want to stay fully off of Corey. I want to be on Corey when absolutely nobody's on Corey. So playing off him this week. Getting into the 60 range here, honestly, pretty good value. So we have Spieth coming back, been playing really, really well at 60 to 1. J-Day, who had a great performance last week, the API also at 60. Wendy Clark at 60 came in second here last year. Siwoo, who always plays well here. Berger, another guy.
DB.
Dude, he's got to win soon now.
Yeah, he's in the mix.
Sure. Yeah, no, he's been locked in. I mean, you saw him last week, in the week before too. I mean, he played really well. He was in the hunt too.
T15 last week. I mean, great off the tee. Gained about 3 strokes off the tee last week. How did he do in round 4? Solid round 4. He's been informed. He's been trending. I kind of like that number with DB at 60. Is there anyone else you guys kind of like in this range? What's your guys' take on Spieth?
Yeah, Jordan's been playing really well. I mean, for him to win the tournament this year, it's tough for me to take. It's kind of like, I mean, with JT, he played so well, and then he kind of just couldn't figure out his putting. I mean, Spieth is, all over the place. I mean, he's either perfect or he can't, hit a fairway. So, yeah, Jordan's tough. J-Day, I really do like. I mean, every time I see him, I always want to bet on him just because he's J-Day. And, last week you saw he was in the hunt. I threw on him to win, just after Saturday. And he was coming up, and then 16th, I think he went water, and then that was it. But he's been in really good form as well. Yeah, I mean, a lot of good value in the 60 range. Even Wyndham's been playing well.
Windy, I like Windy. I like him. I don't get like I mean I do get it because ever since this time last year, it seems like this tournament he literally jumped off a fucking cliff. But he's nice, man. He's nice. I like him in big moments too. Like that's my favorite name in this range, probably.
I mean, 60 on Windy is a great play. You saw it at the Waste Management Phoenix Open. He was playing great. You saw it last week. Came in second here last year. Obviously, likes this place. He's another guy. He's a fairway machine. He does hit it long, which is a premium. I don't mind Windy at all at 60. Who else would I will take? Anyone? I mean, yeah, I might go DB. I'm not sure yet though. Bobby Mack at 60. I feel like this guy just finishes extremely well week after week after week. And the thing is, he goes so under the radar because you think he's probably just good at like a Open Championship windy type track, but he could play anywhere nowadays. Robbie Mack.
Yeah, it might be like the ugliest. I don't know, the ugliest swing and game, and it's just a fucking grimy game he's got, but it works.
It does,
and it's always under the radar, bro. To be honest, I didn't know who he was until last year. He's always just fucking. He's just a ghost.
Yeah, I think he's only missed one cut this year. So, and then he got a couple top 20s, one top 10. So, I mean, definitely some value there. Has he won before on tour?
Yeah, he won. He won the I believe he won the Canadian Open. He won the Scottish last year.
Yeah,
he has a few wins.
Yeah, you're right. He won both of those, and that was it for the PGA. Yeah, 2 wins last year. So I forgot he did play so well last year. He just under the radar, and then this year he just still under the radar. But
how's he?
Great value on him. 2 wins last year. You can a guy like that could definitely pull it out.
I gotta get a hack in on Spieth too before I forget. I would rather go downstairs and light $20 on fire and film it. At least you get a good funny video out of it rather than place that money on Jordan Spieth.
Yeah, it won't be on Spieth.
I agree, though.
Any week, it's comical. It's comical what he does on the golf course.
I will not. I will definitely not be on Spieth as well.
Go give $10 to a homeless man. Go do your good deed for the week.
Get a chip bowl.
Go get a chip bowl.
Or go buy like a joint or something.
Literally anything other than putting that money on Jordan Spieth, US dollars. Just don't do it.
Yeah,
you'll live a happy life. You'll live a happier life in the
even like top 20s, top 10s. You can't touch him this year.
You can. It's
impossible. He's a loose cannon.
You never know what the fuck's gonna happen.
Exactly.
Wait, I see Vic. Do we want to get into Vic?
Where's he at?
I see him.
Vic's low.
Vic's 70.
70 range.
This is a Victor Verhovland podcast.
Yeah.
Oh,
no,
yeah.
It is
Love that
sure.
guy.
Vic's our sweet boy.
However, I have a lot of worries about him. Something just doesn't seem there. So this is something. Yeah. I want to see 2 tournaments, or I want to see not even 2 tournaments. I want to see like 2 solid rounds from Vic, man.
Yeah.
That old Vic that we see striping fairways, dialed in on approach.
Mm-hmm.
His around the green game that has improved. I don't know where it's really been, but he's usually much better, or he's been better around the green. I probably won't be on him 70. I just need to see a little bit more from him, but I don't know what's going on with his swing.
He can't get off. He can't get off to a good start. That's for one.
Ever.
It's always like he's just having like a +2 to 3 day round 1.
Always, bro. I'm always seeing him +2, +3 after round 1. I'm like, now we have to battle round 2 just to make the fucking cut.
Right. I don't think he's not really a grind it back guy. Like I don't think he's gonna also just he is like spinning a roulette wheel with like his coach, his
Every fucking week, it's a new fucking coach, bro. It's a new coach. It's a new swing coach. It's Butch Harmon. It's not, but
Yeah.
it's
Caddy
I don't know.
too. It's like we gotta fix that before. So now he's back to his 2023
something like that. I saw something that he's back to not the caddy, the swing coach that was two prior to the one he was with recently. To me, he's a mess. But
It's a mess. You wouldn't expect him. Like you see him, you hear him talk. Like he's all happy, he's smiling. Like you wouldn't expect him to. He is definitely just in his head right now.
Yeah, I mean, you saw that interview. I think it was before Pebble Beach when he was getting. I think he played at the Century, and then he got back in at the Pebble Beach, and then he had an interview, and he was like, just saying how unconfident he was in his golf game. I mean, if you're saying that to the press, and that's how your mind's set, I mean, he did go out, and I think he shot pretty well. He's in the first round, but like you said, Jake, yeah, like he shot 7 under the first day at Pebble, and then I mean the next day he shot 2 under. Made the cut and then shot 1 over on the third day. I mean, you said, Jake, 2 rounds in a row, you want to see him play well. But a guy like him, Dale, you also touched on it. Like you want him to be in the lead, by that cut or be in that like top 5.
Yeah.
He's not like a guy that, shoot 8 under on Friday and grind it out.
Exactly.
Yo, very interesting here. I'm looking at the API leaderboard from last week. Victor obviously missed cut at +5. However, stats gained 4 strokes on approach in his first 2 rounds. Obviously got cut. Round 1 gained 2. Round 2 gained about 2. Fucking guy lost 6 strokes putting. Maybe he finds something with. I don't know. I mean, that is a stat profile that does give me a slight bit of hope for this week. But will I pull the trigger at 70? I don't know.
We got to see it. I think we got to see it with Vic.
I just can't see him winning. I could see him playing well. I just can't see a win happen.
Exactly.
Yeah, he's a good DFS guy. Throw him in the top 20.
He could be a great DFS guy this week. Really, really good.
Yeah.
I just want to have a group hug with Victor. I just want
so fucking cute,
dude. Us 4. We gotta just go to the tourney, one of the tourneys, and
come on, bro. Yeah, let's show up. Let's show up shirtless in our what is it? He's Norwegian, right?
Correct.
Yeah, let's show up in the Norway flag, shirtless, chest painted, whole 9.
With some joints too.
We should probably get Nixon to do that. We should get Nixon to do that.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yo, Nixon, if you're listening, paint your fucking chest Norway, Chief.
Yeah, you fucking.
Bring some joints too. Victor will take some hits and then fucking hit a hole in one.
Yeah, I'm glad we got that out on Victor. Let's see if he can turn this around.
Yeah, always rooting for that guy. I really hope he definitely playing.
I'm seeing Michael Kim in the 900 range. Are you guys seeing that?
What are you on? Are you on DK? DraftKings?
What? Yeah, no, this is like the players. I got
a website that's not updated.
Yeah, but
yeah. Go ahead.
He's been playing some sick golf.
Yeah, really well.
He is. He's at 6,500 right now.
65. Okay, that makes more sense.
I think he's been top 20 like every tournament this year.
Yeah,
bro.
Yeah, that's unreal. I just saw he passed. He actually just tweeted out too. He tweeted that he's in front of Jon Rahm in the PGA ranking. So that was funny.
He gave me swing advice one time on Twitter.
Oh yeah,
there you go.
Didn't fucking work.
All right, now Mike's catching strays.
But 65 on Mike. It's probably too low. I don't.
Yeah, that's not tickling my balls, to be honest.
What about Finau at 65? You guys definitely aren't Finau people.
I love Finau. Honestly, it's not. This is not. I don't like how I think about this, but I think other people do, and it kind of makes sense. Is like he brings his family to majority of the tournaments, and I think it's just a distraction for him.
Too much of a distraction.
Whether it's
He's
like
gotta
after the
relax.
round or like even during the round, but I mean, definitely even after the round, obviously he's just an unbelievable guy, unreal father. I'm almost positive, but
Great guy.
yeah, I don't know how you'd be able to do that. And then you look at his stats ever since that's been happening. I think it's definitely been on the decline since he started on tour. Love the guy. I'm always rooting for him, but taking him for the win, I'm not sure.
Yeah,
Tony played well last week.
He did play well,
dude. Finau, I saw Finau was like in the mix, like. So Finau went 72, so we went even, and then he was at 1 under, and then after round 3, he was 4 under, so he was kind of right in it. Round 4, fucking shot an 80.
Yeah, Jesus.
Oh my God, Tony.
Yeah, I know my brother was on after Saturday.
Really?
Yeah, he was pissed.
I call him Boney Tony.
See, maybe the family was out on Sunday. He was looking over and he shanked a couple shots in the water, and that was it.
Yeah, I mean,
Boney Tony's always gonna find a way to fuck you.
Always, bro. I can't see him winning.
Never. I mean, every time I've had him on DFS, he definitely fucked me.
He's in that Spieth category for me. He's like the Jordan Spieth of Colin Morikawa. It's just all it all associates in my brain.
I totally agree. I just have a whole bunched up players in my mind that are just fit in that category.
Yeah, and it's like if when Boney wins, I'm gonna be happy. We'll all be happy for Boney, but you just can't place U.S. currency on that, man.
There's no way that I will be on Tony when he wins because I just don't bet him.
No.
So Tony's at 65, kind of getting we could kind of just throw out names that we kind of like here. I mean, Burns at 70 is Denny McCarthy's been playing unbelievable. I feel like he's just always been in the mix. Minwoo at 90 has just been constantly breaking my heart. Yeah. I'll probably be back on the Minwoo well at 90. There's one guy who I love down here who I think is a really long shot, who I think could actually win because he does win on the PGA Tour. Where the fuck is he? Taylor Moore at 150 to 1.
Ooh.
I'm going to be placing a bet on Taylor Moore to win. He loves TPC tracks. He's top 10 total driving on the PGA Tour, hits fairways. He's got a great caddy on his bag, Big Wave Dave,
he's Big Wave.
He used to caddy for Bo Hostler. For a guy who actually has won on the PGA Tour and he's won in Florida, he's won at the Valspar. I really like Taylor Moore at 150 to 1 this week. So I've already placed a bet on him there at 150.
Fuck yeah.
I'm gonna have to join you in that.
He's been doing some stuff this year. He's been good. It's not a name I've been following.
So Taylor Moore, let me read you this bullshit.
There's some fucking names down here, man. Like Jay Rose. It's all just course stuff.
One career win at the Valspar in 23. This year he has a T7 at the Amex, a T9 at the WM Phoenix Open, made the cut at the Mexico and Honda the last 2 weeks. I mean, not great finishes, a T30 and a T40, but making cuts. The guy hits fairways. I just think 150 for a guy who's won on the PGA Tour recently, good in Florida, hits fairways, total driver, the golf ball. I think that price is way too long. So I'm
don't hate that. T Moore.
I like T Moore. What is his history here?
I'll pick out another guy down here. You mentioned Denny McCarthy. I mean, he played so well last week. He played great on Sunday. Definitely some value in him. Obviously, you gotta love Mr. Chabinsky, Dr. Chabinsky. Hoping he gets a win this year.
Bro, he chips in more than he should. What I'm tracking, and I see Minwoo Lee is has like 35 feet in the rough and he's like chipping, like there's like a 90% chance that ball is going in. How does he chip in all the time? It's ridiculous.
TGL. I don't know if you guys.
He's
been
dirty on TGL, bro.
Murking those TGL greens, bro.
It's so easy for him. It's like
Yeah.
the roughs are perfect. The greens, he knows exactly what's gonna happen. It's so easy. Even his sister, who is unbelievable on the LPGA. I saw a highlight of her this past week. She had a sick chip in. I mean, the family could
He's great.
just drain chips.
Short game assassins.
Yeah, he's just fun to watch. I mean, the support he's been getting in like last year and this year is so cool. Yeah, I really love the guy. I always, love betting on him just to watch, just be able to watch him, to win. Definitely tough. I think he's missed a couple cuts. But I'd say he's a good ball striker. I mean, he hits fairways, he's going to chip in. So definitely going to make the cut, and hopefully see him in the top 20.
He's always a good T20 bet.
I don't mind him. I don't mind him T20 at all. I'm looking at Jay Rose down.
I like that deal.
Like he's been in great form this year.
He's one of the guys who like he kind of needs to be in good form to play well. And I know he's getting a little bit older. But when he's playing well, bro, he's jacked up. He's locked in. What's his number at?
120.
I like that's a good number on him too. Like,
I'm definitely, it's tickling me. It's tickling me for sure. I don't know if I'm locking it in, but it's something to think about for sure. Just because of form, just based off of form.
So like, there are a bunch of players here. You should just throw out names with the people you like. But like overall, we're kind of getting in on 45 minutes here. But like, do you think either Rory or Scotty will win this week? Because I don't.
No, I mean, the way it's been going, there's just been some guys that either haven't won under the radar or are just playing out of their minds.
Right.
And, Scotty had unbelievable year, and this will be a three-peat. I see Scotty winning more over Rory. Rory got his win already this year, so I don't know.
Like, I just think it's just so fucking hard for Scotty to do what he was doing last year in terms of like winning. Sure, can he win this week? Yeah, he could definitely win this week. He could win any week, but like we've seen the past couple of weeks. I mean, it's been Sepp at the Amex. It's been fucking Joe Highsmith at the Honda.
Yeah,
Henley, a guy who everyone says was a bona fide loser up until last week. So like, I don't think either of them are going to win. That's why I'm kind of looking a little bit down the board here.
I'm with you. I'm like in this like. For me, the board starts with Hideki and like kind of just down from there, to be honest. But I kind of want to get your guys' thoughts on not like Mortal Lock, not like Piss Missile, Nuke, Juggernaut, Mortal Lock. I want to get like your guys' just favorite bet of the week.
Favorite bet of the week.
It's not like I'm not saying lock, just something that you're excited about.
Can we do a Taylor Moore to make the cut? What is that at?
Ooh. I love that. I was also thinking a guy who has not missed the cut this year and is very low on this board, who I won a bet with him, is Nick Taylor. He is playing very well this year. I mean, he had a great year last year at some wins.
It's a good name.
So that's a great fucking call.
Year, and he hasn't missed a cut. So I don't think he'll miss a cut. This year he's just playing unbelievable golf, and
he's steady.
So composed now after these wins in the past couple of years. I don't really think there's a way he doesn't. So love that bet.
I fucking love that, bro. I love Nick Taylor. So solid.
Does that make cut?
Yeah, make cut. I mean, he's at what is he at? Like,
what does that make cut?
I'm trying to find made cut on DK. I don't know.
I never honestly. I haven't bet that.
Yeah,
but I
could get a little.
Great. Whenever I throw a top 20, I throw him in there. I think he's been out of that like 2 or 3 times. Other than that, he makes top 20.
You hit him at the Sony, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I threw him on Sunday but he was like 4 strokes back, and he was the only guy up there that's won before. So that was when he chipped it on the 18th for the eagle and then put it to a playoff. That was
Yeah, I love him this week too.
yeah. I think if you can find, I mean, I don't know if you can do it, but like parlaying a couple of made cuts, I feel like that's a fun bet.
That's fun right there.
Yeah.
I'm liking like a Sep top 20. I feel like it's just like
he's just so fucking good, dude.
He's steady. He's fucking
so fat and he's so good.
I just love
I love Sep so much, dude.
I love the young gun, man. These like young gun Euros are fun. They're just fucking fun.
This is what I'll say. I think I'm gonna start out all of my DFS lineups with the following. I'm gonna be Rory, Ludwig, and Sep, and build from there. Rory.
I like Rory at the top. Like like going back to earlier, I don't think he's gonna win. I think he's gonna be top 10.
Long and straight.
Rory.
Like straight is extremely important here. Like I mentioned, positional golf, but to have the distance is just a fucking premium on top of that. So even guys like Ludwig, made in a lab. Like Scotty, to be honest with you, has like kind of been like wishy-washy with his driver. So like I'm really, really okay and confident kind of fading him this week. But yeah, those are my 3 guys DFS this week: Rory, Ludwig, Sep. That's how I'm starting all my.
I like that, and you can throw in, once you use up some of that money up. I mean, you're not going to have too much left, but you have a lot of good guys that are going to be low value. That you
we go down to 5K this week too. You get 5K guys this week too. So
okay. Yeah,
Taylor Moore was like 5,600. It's a fucking joke.
Yeah, so throw in guys, Taylor Moore, Nick Taylor, even Shane, you might be able to get in there. That's a great lineup. I like those guys. Rory's definitely going to perform and put up low numbers every day, and he'll be up there. So yeah, I like that, Jake, a lot.
We got to talk offline about. I'm full transparency. I've never done DFS, but I'm definitely intrigued. We got to get in the lab.
We'll use up those crowns, dude. It's free. It's gonna be free for you for a little bit.
Let's go. Oh yeah, dude.
I'm probably get a ton of crowns.
I'm swimming in crowns over here.
That's what I've been doing. You can throw in like on a $5 buy-in. You throw in like 1,500 crowns, and you get top 20. You'll make $100 or more.
There you go.
Pretty fun.
How's your father? How's your father with that one? I'm we'll throw together some made cuts and I think some T20 parlays. I think that's in our future.
I'm currently looking for
it's only Monday though.
Rory over Scotty. Hopefully I can get like plus.
I love that.
Plus 170 Rory over Scotty. I fucking love that.
Something about it, like Scott, like it's gotta be the wrist, right? That's what he was dealing with.
Yeah, he had some fucking weird wrist, hand injury, whatever it fucking was.
Like he's been getting up and down, like in nobody's business. His short game's been
short. That's what he's leaning on heavily right now. But I'm being serious. Like he's been extremely wishy-washy with his driver. Like
he has been, dude.
I want to check his stats from last week real quick because like I'm like so fine on fading him this week.
Same, bro.
I really am.
I also just don't think he's going. This would be a 3-peat. Yeah, I don't think he's going 3-peat.
Yeah, I mean the form that he's in now, it's tough to say that. I mean, the past 2 years he was unstoppable. Honestly, I mean, after the Olympics, I thought he was never going to lose again. But you can see he's kind of losing that. But I mean, he'll definitely get a win this year. The 3-peat will be tough to do for sure.
I want to. You know what I want to see from him? I want to see him win a major that's not the Masters.
I do not think that will happen this year. I don't.
Yeah, I kind of joke with my buddies. We call him Stadium Scott because he's kind of just set up for those the courses that are.
You're completely right. You look at the courses: API, the Masters, the Players. Like
he won he won Waste Management. Like those kind of
like that spot too. Yeah.
Yeah, those
point.
kinds of courses.
I like that. Stadium Scotty.
Stadium Scott. When it's down to the nitty gritty up in what's that course up in like New England? Memorial.
Yeah, Ohio. It's the Memorial Tournament you're talking about?
Or it's the one where the PGA was like
Oh, Oak Hill.
Oak Hill.
Yeah.
Like those kinds of courses, like like thick rough. Like if you're off the fairway, you're fucked. Like I don't know. I don't see it with Scotty.
I agree. Just kind of looking at last week here. I'm trying to look at kind of like these low guys. This guy Jacob Bridgman's been playing fucking amazing. Like every fucking week, I feel like he's on top of the leaderboard. Aaron Rye's another guy who's just
Aaron Rye.
Man, gotta love him.
Dude,
I
I'm a Rye guy.
right.
I like the guy. He wears different colored gloves.
The
Just like
dual
Thomas
gloves.
too. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
got the colorful gloves sometimes.
You can't knock the dual gloves from Rye.
I mean, yeah, definitely not a W this week, but
No,
he'll definitely be up
fuck
there.
no. I think I'm back into the 150 range. I'm seeing Knapp and Cam Young. Cam Young at 150. I want to see Knapp because we could joke about Cam Young all day. I want to see Knapp perform at like just a bigger tournament,
Yeah. I agree.
He's always a small tourney guy, and I think he's a fan favorite nowadays. And I just want to see him. I want to see him perform at one of these. He's fun.
Yeah, who wouldn't like to see
also-
a young stallion play well?
Yeah, he's literally a fucking. I was just about to say, Sco. He's a fucking stallion.
Who are some of these other
he's
cats
a
on the
goddamn
board?
thoroughbred.
Yeah, I mean, some of these other cats I don't love. Yeah, if I'm going down this far, I'll probably stick in that 150 range.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Pretty
Young
good.
guy.
Dude.
Who else?
Like even
Carson
Denny.
Young was decent this year. I mean, he's been doing
Yeah,
all right.
Carson Young, you said?
Yep.
He could be a good DFS
Yep.
player. Actually.
The only other guy I see down here that had, I think, a top 10 or top 20 is Mark Hubbard. He's a good DFS guy. I think, Jake,
Mark,
I think I've seen you throw him in there a couple times.
Yeah,
We need one less guy, but
I'm a Hubs guy sometimes, but like,
yeah, he blows up.
I'm surprised Cam Davis is that low.
What's he at, Dilly?
He's at 150.
He had like one good round left, but like he's the type of guy who could just like randomly win. Like that's Cam Davis.
I feel like he's been. Maybe it's just me, but I feel like he's been doing well recently.
There's just something about this Taylor Moore cat.
Taylor Moore.
I saw him Sunday night on the odds board, and I was like, "This seems way too long." So I just threw on him last.
I like
night.
the
how they have
Jay-Z
the odds.
gut play. The Jay-Z gut play there is
No, sometimes the gut plays on my end work. Usually when I'm thinking too much, they don't work. So I'm actually pretty. My two biggest guts last night after the API finished, I dialed into the board, dialed into the stats, read some articles. Two pieces I came out with Taylor Moore at 150 is too low, and I'm starting all my lineups with Rory, Ludwig, and Sepp, and we're gonna go from there. Probably lose a bunch of money, but hey, that's what we do here.
You gotta love it.
I like it, fellas.
Cool. Anything else from you fellas? We're zoning in on an hour here. Really good stuff for the first one out of the gate.
Hey, I like that. You're the maestro. You're our point guard, Jay-Z. I like where you
Moving
take
forward, we'll get the access to the YouTube. So what we'll do next week is we'll be live on YouTube. Moving forward here, we'll do the comments and that whole shebang. I don't know why I couldn't go on live on X this week, but next week live on YouTube. This recording will be out on my YouTube page. We'll be clipping the shit up. I'll throw it on my TikTok. Deal, I know you got your TikToks. Go, you as well.
There we go.
Players Championship 2025, Thursday to Sunday this week, fellas. Let's fucking lock in this week. Let's win some money. Let's fucking
Can't
go.
wait.
Boys.
Can't wait.
I'm excited to do a first of many with the fellas. I'm excited to lock in.
Yes.
Let's chop things up. Let's win some money. Hopefully not lose it.
Agreed. All right, fellas. Enjoy.
All right. You
See you
too,
folks.
fellas. Enjoy. Peace out.